Alright, so we had a little hiking adventure to see a waterfall. It was tiny. We saw a weird plant. And we did a lot of booty sliding.
Your brother.
Yeah. Now we're heading back to the road. Yeah, you ready to go, Cecil? Oh, I whapped you. Oh no, I'm whapping you really bad. Sorry. You okay? I just gotta be more careful with that. What are you thinking, Dada? Oh, I got him. Good. I'm sorry, Cecil. It's okay. There's no blood. You okay? Good thing you got your safety glasses on, huh? Lewis is behind us. Okay, hurry up, Lewis. Hurry up, Mama. Oops. Sorry, Bubba. It is bumpy. So Lou was very brave. Tried to cross the ravine on his own. He slipped, lost his footing a little bit.
You get it.
Try one more time.
This is awesome and you're brave.
Sorry, I got you with that branch. I should be more careful with you, huh?
I think he was crying more because he was out of the hammock.
Okay. Okay, I know it hurt, but it's all done now, okay? And he started crying because I whapped him with a branch pretty good. Now he's just residually crabby because he didn't sleep very good last night, I think. Dada shouldn't treat his boy like that, huh?
No
Sorry.
whapping your boy, Dada.
We don't whap our boys with
Come
branches.
on, Dada.
I'm sorry.
No whapping.
You look good in your shades though. Hey friends and family. Last weekend we went on a first family bike packing adventure. We were so excited to finally do it. It's been something we've been aiming to do as a family. Finally got out there. It was a blast and I'm really excited to share it with you. Those who aren't familiar with the term bike packing, it comes from biking and backpacking. If you're going for a hike and it's just for a day, then it's a hike. If you're going for a hike, you intend to sleep at least one night on your hike, then it becomes backpacking. So if you're biking and you intend to sleep overnight, then it becomes bike packing. You're so happy about the eggs?
He knew you would like
What do you
these.
think they are? Are they any good?
They're great.
So this is the first time we've ever done it as a family. I've gone a couple times on my own, just one night. And we have gone on longer bike trips as a family. We spent last winter, we spent 3 days in the Moab area in Utah and biked all day for 3 days in a row. But this is the first time where we've had everything we needed to sleep the night, as well as have food and water, enough warm clothes, enough emergency safety supplies and things like that. It was really fun. It was really fun. The boys had a blast, Jess had a blast, I had a blast.
This one needs to go with you.
The route was, we ended up going 6 miles out, 6 miles back. It was 1,500 feet of elevation gain. It's close to cars, but four-wheelers and motorcycles, as well as bicycles, bikers, I believe even horses can go on this road. It's not the first choice I would have made for a first family bikepacking trip because of the motorcycles. And there's also a really steep part that we had to navigate through.
Holy cow.
Way to go, Lou.
Jump.
Don't walk around, drag it up.
Yeah. Definitely.
Nice job. We had lunch kind of at the turnaround point at 6 Mile. Oranges.
Open it. Let me open it, okay? You're gonna step on all the food. Thank you. Bug Festival.
Dee-dum. Dee-dum.
You wanna get them?
Yeah.
It's so pokey, buddy, it hurts you. Look at this ones. They just crawl to the end and then they turn around and crawl back.
Yes.
Did you get one?
Yep. Bye-bye.
Then we scoped out some campsites for the next couple return miles, looking for a good place to sleep. The reason we stopped really was because at that 6 Mile point we were close to another Forest Service road where there was apparently a lot of people doing some target practice, and it was, I don't know that we were really concerned about getting hit by bullets or anything, but it was just loud and sort of unpleasant. It wasn't the peaceful camping experience we wanted. So we went back where we were behind a valley or just another hill, couldn't hear the shooting, and looked for a good campsite. Who's your bottle, dude? Ended up finding a nice place to camp. I had been using an app with a topographical map view, literally just looking for places in which I could find possibly flat spots. We ended up scoping out 3 or 4 different spots. None of them were ideal. We ended up choosing the one that we could actually see from the road, mostly because Lewis was excited about it. It ended up being really nice because as we went further we found a deeper area that was really enjoyable, really pretty with really good views, and Lewis was very excited to have found it.
And there's a great view everywhere.
There's a great view everywhere. Pretty awesome spot. I recently came across a concept and a term called micro-adventure. I just stumbled upon a TED Talk given by Alastair Humphreys, who described micro-adventures and was advocating for micro-adventures. You guys are doing the hokey pokey up here?
Oozing and shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey turns about. It's a pocket hokey pokey.
Everybody's micro-adventure is going to be different. It's going to be different scope, different level of grandeur and adventure, I suppose. Jess, my wife, often accuses me of being very sort of binary in my efforts. She calls it 0 or 1, all or nothing. And I'm trying to get better at that, because I find that if it's always a go big or go home attitude, then you often just go home, or worse, or more accurately, stay home, as opposed to going at all. There's been a lot of little micro adventure preparation for this family bikepacking trip.
So for lunch, we could try to park our bikes
I'd
here.
gone on this road multiple times, looking at it as a possibility, I think, for bikepacking as a family. And so I knew the terrain, I knew that there were no cars permitted, and in fact not possible for cars to go on certain sections of this road. I knew that there was going to be motorcycles and four-wheelers. You know, they're respectful. They generally go slow as they're passing. It's loud, the fumes suck, it's a little bit unnerving. Everybody, Lewis especially, kind of panics off to the side when a motorcycle or four-wheeler's coming, so it's not ideal, but we knew it was coming. I'd also done a couple overnight bikepacking excursions on my own, so I knew how much stuff it would take to fit on my bike, just for me, and could try to extrapolate how much was going to take to fit for the rest of the family as well. We ended up as you can see in the clips, we ended up having 6 pannier bags, 4 on my bike and 2 on Jess's bike, as well as a handlebar bag on Jess's bike and 2 frame bags. The total weight, I think, of all the bags was around 60, almost 70 pounds. And then on my bike, so I think 50 of that was on my bike, if you like, including water weight, food. The water is a big part of that. And then in addition to that, it was 20 pounds of sea sole. So I had 70 pounds easily on my bike. And Jess had about probably 25 or 30 pounds. We had more stuff than we needed, but not by much, to be honest, to be comfortable, to ensure that the kids are most comfortable. Out in the middle of nowhere with a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old, you need to make sure they're happy the whole time. So it requires more weight, more bulk on the bikes. Some other micro adventures were, like, even a small micro adventure was putting a bunch of bags on my bike just to see what it felt like with weight, and going for a 6-mile ride, going as far as I could down that road, which ended up being, I think I went 15 or 16 miles, so way past where we went as a family. So there's also some basic preparation that we'd already done, and we're comfortable. For example, we'd already been backpacking, not with both boys, but with Lewis, when Lewis was around 2 years old, which is around what Cecil is now. And so we had a lightweight tent that packs small. We had lightweight sleeping bags that pack small, sleeping pads that pack small. We are comfortable with knowing how much water to bring, although I wish we'd brought more. We're comfortable navigating, but this is black bear territory, so we had bear spray. We had a bear canister, food canister, called Bear Vault. So the idea of bear safety is you make sure you don't have anything that's food or smells with you while you sleep. All your food has to be at least 100 feet away from you, and putting it in a canister, the bear-proof canister, doesn't actually keep you safer. The idea of a bear canister is really to save the bear. If the bear does in fact get human food, then they'll become more inclined to seek out human food, and seek out human food where they can find it, which is around humans. So then as a bear becomes more inclined to do that, they can become more aggressive. So like parks and wildlife staff, they'll relocate a nuisance bear. They might move it 1, 2, 3 times. And at some point, a nuisance bear that is repeatedly a nuisance bear will be destroyed. They'll kill the bear. And so you're really being kind of a steward of nature. You're being a good citizen. You're being a good fellow creature by keeping your food in a bear-proof canister to ensure that the bear doesn't actually get it. Doesn't become acclimatized to seeking out human food. So yeah, on the topics of safety, we had, well, I said earlier we didn't have a raincoat for Cecil, so we weren't equipped to bike while it was raining, but we were equipped to hunker down in ponchos. We knew that our tent was going to be waterproof. I had another rain tarp to put up if it was going to rain for a long time and we needed to be able to spread out a little bit and play underneath a tarp without getting soaking wet. We own already lots of merino wool garments, things that can get wet and still keep us warm. Yeah, so there are lots of things that are necessary for a successful and safe trip like this. So as I said, the boys had a blast, and there was actually very little complaining and whining, although there, I was actually surprised, pleasantly surprised.
What's wrong?
But it's always like pulling teeth getting going on an adventure like this. So Lewis was adamant that he didn't want to ride his
Very
bike.
excited to booty.
He only wanted to go camping. And so it's a hurdle. It's a hurdle that we have to go through when we go on adventures like this, is to not necessarily convince the child like we can just go and they eventually go with us, but it's an internal and mental hurdle to get through somebody else just being so unenthused about what we're about to do, and knowing that things could go wrong and actually result in it not being necessarily dangerous, although those possibilities as well, but quite unpleasant. And so metaphorically, dragging a kid into a situation, kicking and screaming, in which they'll almost surely have a blast, but could actually have a pretty bad time. It's a challenge. But it's worth it. I find that it's worth it. Jess finds that it's worth it. And every time we do it, we see that Lewis and Cecil had a wonderful time. So, for example, as I just said, Lewis didn't want to go at all. He didn't want to be riding his bike. That first night that we went on Saturday, we only made it a mile out, and then we ended up turning back. But on the way home that night, Lewis was talking about how we were going to go early in the morning, and we were going to ride our bikes, and we were going to go camping the next day. Whereas, earlier that day, he was excited about the camping, but he had no interest in the biking, was adamant that he didn't want to do the biking. A lot of Lewis's resistance, I think, was he was probably nervous. He was scared because he didn't know what to expect. He didn't probably recognize at the time that he was nervous, and that he was scared, and that fear was probably just simply based on that he didn't know what to expect. And so just getting a little taste of it that first night, all of a sudden he realized that it wasn't that bad, it was fun, and he was excited to do it. Ready? Day 2? We're all packed up?
Yeah.
Ready to go? Let's do it. Oh, there's a motorcycle on the road.
Motorcycle. Motorcycle.
Yeah.
Bumpy.
It is bumpy.
Bike. Bumpy. Bike. Bumpy. Bike.
It's hard work pushing you up this hill with all this stuff on the bike. I'm out of breath already. So did I fully know what I was getting myself into in organizing this? No, no, we'd never done it before. Cecil's barely 2, Lewis is barely 7, Lewis is barely 8, and I'd never had that much weight on my bike and Cecil, and the bike's very top heavy and easy to tip, especially when Cecil is in the seat, and that adds another element of just like mental and physical stress and exertion, because I don't want the bike to go over with Cecil on it. We did, in fact, when we were bailing on Friday, I was stumbling down this steep section and the bike did get out from under me, and I was able to, keep the bike from slamming against the ground, but the bike was horizontal, almost entirely horizontal. Cecil was in his seat. Cecil was horizontal, looking at me like, Dad, this is not what is supposed to be happening. You are not keeping me safe.
You can't see Lewis anymore.
In the end, I do think that it's still safe. I am able to.
Mama's right behind us.
I am able to make the fall soft, and this has happened before as well. But it takes constant vigilance to make sure that my son's not going to fall over from, when he's in the seat, he's probably 3-4 feet in the air, and just tipping over from 3 or 4 feet in the air down onto the ground like a barn door. That's not. I don't want my child to experience that. So it's a risk. I think it's a managed and known risk, and I think because it's managed fairly well, it's a very, very small risk that he would actually get hurt in that situation. But that doesn't make it easy. You gonna sleep good?
Oh, so good.
Mama slept the best?
Oh, yes.
Cecil, did you sleep more or whine more?
What?
Yeah, you did whine more. Cecil hadn't been sleeping at home very well at night recently, and he really didn't sleep well in the tent. It took forever for him to fall asleep, and then once he did, his normal kind of whimpering and crying out at night was much worse. I think Jess took the brunt of that. I was so tired, I just left him to whine and flop. He was just sleeping in the middle of us. He wasn't going to go anywhere. He was fine. I was too tired to try to help him through it. I think Jess put a lot more effort into trying to help him get to sleep. Thank you, Jess.
I'm moving again. Every time I get up, I'm back to where I started again. I'm moving, I'm leaving this town. I never been one for too much sticking around. I ain't a familiar face around here no more. Nobody knows me out on the barroom floor, but I ain't worried, it's just how I am. I'll just be on my way, you're moving again, 'cause these towns all look the same. Somehow I know that I'm the one that has.
This way.
You're right, we do want to go that way. Very good. You're smart. You remember.
This way.
No, not that way. So all in all, it was a success. It was a successful first bikepacking adventure. I do think we had some lessons learned. One is we need rain gear for Cecil. 2 is we need to bring more. It would be more pleasant to bring more water or bring some water purification tools. We weren't sure that there was going to be water available, so I just neglected to bring any water purification equipment with us, or any chlorine tablets or anything, which I should have done. We definitely brought enough food if we were going to do it 2 days, I think. I'm not sure I would necessarily want to bring less food. Yeah, I'm excited to do it again. I'm excited to go again. I'm excited to try to do it for more than one night. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed hearing about our adventure. We had originally intended to stay 2 nights, and we did actually attempt that. We got out the door finally after packing, but it was calling for rain and Cecil really needed a nap, so we ended up waiting through the nap. We saw a break in the weather, and so we decided to go for it. It's about a 20-minute drive from our house to the parking lot. Halfway through, I realized I'd forgotten the tent stakes, so we went back, grabbed the tent stakes, continued on. In the parking lot, we were getting Lewis's bike off the rack, and we found that I had pumped his tire up, I guess, to close to the maximum allowed pressure because I wanted him to get less tire resistance and be able to go farther.
See you later.
But I think it was a combination of the tire being in the sun on the way up and going up in elevation to lower air pressure. The tire then all of a sudden was too big around in diameter and was rubbing on the frame of his bike. So I spent, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to figure that out. Ended up trying to grind part of his frame away with a rock, as well as deflated his tires a little bit. Found a happy medium. Mile in, and it started raining on us. So we quick pulled out some ponchos and hunkered down. It lasted maybe 30 minutes, but while I was looking at it, I saw there was going to be a break for about 30 minutes, and then it was going to really rain hard. We'd been hoping that the rain forecasts were going to miss the area that we were going to. We knew that it was a risk that it was going to rain on us. What we didn't have, though, is a raincoat for Cecil, and we didn't have any gloves for cold, wet hands riding on a bike. So with some hemming and hawing, we decided to bail. Expected it to just absolutely drench us by the time we got in the car, and it ended up completely missing the area, and it ended up being a beautiful evening. We did just decide to drive home and try again the next morning, though. We were tired of all the back and forth. So the next morning was then Sunday morning, and everything was already packed. We left everything in the car. We didn't move all that fast. We probably got out the door by 8 or something.
Yeah, I need your helmet on.
Cecil, are you ready to go on a bike ride? Ready to go camping?
Wake up, get dressed, eat breakfast, and go. And then we got distracted in the morning. Instead of doing the plan.
Are we done being distracted? Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Well, we saw some good views. One spot maybe where you could have put a tent, but this is closed to motor vehicles, but there seemed to be fresh HEV tracks when it came. And then while we were there, we heard an ATV coming back up the hill through, and 2 guys were on the ATV with shovels and a whole bunch of stuff in the back of the ATV. We went down following their tracks, and they apparently had been digging and dragging heavy things through the dirt. We saw a pick that they had left, so I assume they were mining for something. I'm not really sure what. It wasn't like a deep shaft or anything. They were just digging into the side of the hill, basically. It's national forest land, though, so maybe they're authorized. Maybe they have a legitimate claim there. I don't know. Kind of an interesting side adventure. Trying to get back onto the main road here, and then try again to find a place to sleep. Ready though, Cecil? Yeah.
Cecil's coming!
Hi!
You don't think I'm going a safe speed? I think I'm safe. Cecil, do you think you're safe?
Yeah.
Yeah.